And we're back. Remix notes for Raging.
She goes, the semblance of calm, not wanting to trigger any alarms. By the light of a billion crayon suns, you smile with your eyes as you think with your guns, pretending to need what is given to us, to believe that the summit of virtue is trust. Pretending to bleed when they're taking the piss. They'd lock you away, could they only hear this? Raging, the storm on a jet black sea, down under the ice of a moon on the shores of the Pleiades. Amazing, the terror that shines in the dawn, just praying it's not the last thing I ever see before moving on. Let children be fed to the gender machine. Some billionaire savior will come wash it all clean. Well, what could we do? We had taxes to pay, all gonna happen dawn. Just pray it's not the last thing I ever see before I move on. Why is it so hard for them to see? The clicks of the cars in the machine.
All right, overall pretty good. Can't complain about the meter readings. Snorty's a little higher than I'd like at some points, but I'd like to get Snorty down, dark up a little bit. The red, green, and blue lines, pretty much where I like them. What else? During the bridge, I think that vocal needs something a little bit more in the mid range. I might do another take for that and just EQ it in the mids. Maybe something with a little bit of a lo-fi vibe, just poking through there. What else? Well, I see everything's frozen right now, so I can't really get into the weeds with individual tracks. But this Klanghelm IVGI2. I've had this thing forever, and forgot about it, and then I can't even remember exactly why I decided to try it again. But it is a saturator plugin, and one that's pretty well regarded. And now I see why. Let me see here. I'm going to pull this up onto the main window here, and just quickly read the overview of it. I get the AI. See, Klanghelm IVGI2 is a free saturation plugin that offers both subtle and dense distortion effects, making it suitable for various audio processing tasks. It is a lightweight version of the SDRR saturation plugin by Klanghelm, featuring a simplified control scheme but maintaining the same high-quality analog saturation algorithms. It's good to be skeptical about these things always, but I'm seeing some real potential with not only this Klanghelm, but this one in conjunction with, I've got several Klanghelm. They're all saturation, analog vibe compressors and analogification plugins, basically. But I've been using something called Tone Booster's Real Bus, and I could see a case to be made for, using at least this one in conjunction. But it might even be possible to use the little suite of Klanghelm plugins that I have and use them instead of Real Bus, and maybe in some ways have a bit more control. I'm not sure yet, but it's something I'm looking into. IVGI2 includes a new relaxed mode. I didn't prefer that, but which provides a variation of the original IVGI model to enhance the sonic palette. I don't know what that means. Pretty vague. It just sounded kind of flaccid to me. Relaxed, right? The plugin has a new GUI, reworked via meter. Okay, controlled randomness. I need to look into that. That contributes to the liveliness and realness of its saturation character. Okay. Can be used on the master bus or individual tracks to add warmth, slight EQ, and saturation. I'm using it in the master. So how does it sound? Well, let me see. I got it pulled up already. Yeah. All right. So I'll just A/B it. I think I've got it pretty much on. No presets in this thing. I got it on the kind of default settings, but the response sort of set toward the high frequency side a little bit, about 1 o'clock. The response knob is very nice. Asymmetrical mix. From what I gather, that's kind of a transparency knob. You set it all the way down to 1, and you get more of a darker, more audible compression. Whereas turning it further to the right, I guess, gives you a more transparent distortion, transparent harmonic distortion. driving output I haven't messed with. Crosstalk, the X-Talk Crosstalk. I haven't fooled with that one either, but just so far, just with the little tweak in the response, just let you hear what it does. So turning it off. Really fattens it up nicely.
Steady as she goes, the semblance of calm. Not wanting to trigger any alarms.
Pretty subtle, but
By the light of a billion crayon suns,
very distinct at the same time.
you smile with your eyes as you think with your guns. Pretending to need what is given.
Again, you can really
to
hear what that's
us.
doing, but it's still nice and subtle.
To believe that the summit of virtue is trust.
I think I like that right around there.
Pretending to bleed when they're taking the piss.
I don't like relaxed.
They'd lock you away, could they only hear this? Raging, the storm on a jet black sea.
Not really hear anything going on with that.
Down under the ice of a moon on the shores of the Pleiades. Amazing, the terror that shines in the dawn. Just praying it's not the last thing I ever see before moving on. Let children be fed to the gender machine. Some billionaire savior will come wash it all clean. Well, what could we do?
Yeah, I think around like somewhere between 5 and 7 on the ASIM mix knob. It's nice. It does what it claims to do. Now on this mix, I also got this one here, which used to be just a go-to, and then I stopped using it when I stopped putting compression in the master bus. With this mix, for some reason, I still favor it. Ferric TDS MK2 on the only setting I ever used, well, default or gentle leveling. And it's I'll A-B this one too.
Steady as she goes, the semblance of calm. Not wanting to trigger any alarms.
I really like what that does with the drums. So yeah, on other mixes lately, I've left this out. I've left out any compression of any kind, except maybe a touch on. Okay, sometimes in Tone Booster's Barricade, just a little bit, but in this case, I've just got it set on the -1 dB limiter setting, and yeah, I'm also using Air Windows 2 Tape 8. Nothing too crazy. Tilt and shape at where I usually like them. Head bump where I usually like it. And that's pretty subtle.
Steady as she goes, a semblance of calm. Not wanting to trigger any alarms. I trigger any alarms. Alarms.
Right there.
Alarms. Alarms.
Now that's interesting. I'm gonna have to rethink this.
Alarms. Alarms.
Because you hear those very faint notes from the contact player. With it off.
Alarms.
Right there.
Alarms.
Very faint, but very important to me. And when I turn this on,
Alarms.
just a little bit, I don't know, a little bit of energy getting sucked out of that particular element. And so I'm wondering if normally I've got tilt and shape at these settings, but just curious if this is a crossover. So
Alarms.
there.
Alarms. By the light of a billion crayon suns, you smile with your eyes as you think with your guns, pretending to need what is given to us, to believe that the summit of virtue is trust, pretending to bleed when they're taking the piss. They'd lock you away, could they only hear this? Raging, a storm on a jet black sea, down under the ice of a moon on the shores of the Pleiades. children be fed to the gender machine. Some billionaire savior will come wash it all clean. Well, what could we do? We had taxes to pay, and it was all gonna have alarms.
Yeah, listening to particularly certain elements, the bass for one, the bass line, the kick, I'm going to have to come back to tape 8 when I'm fresh and make a call on this. The jury's out on this one right now. But yeah, it's getting there. And yeah, meter readings are good. This part right here, I'm still on the fence about this. This guitar, not normally. Normally, like you do a kind of a call and response thing with the lyrics, sing a line, and then there's like a guitar lick. I don't know, for whatever reason, I decided to play guitar licks during the during the vocal lines. It just seemed like the thing to do. I just tracked this an hour or so ago, and I think it works really well in the second part of the first verse.
Pretending to need what is given to us, to believe that the summit of virtue is trust, pretending to bleed when they're taking the piss. They'd lock you away, could they only hear this?
I tracked that months and months and months ago with my Gibson SG style guitar, and and also this part, but I decided I didn't like that. The corresponding part in the second verse, so I retracked it tonight, but I used the Strat and just gave it a different vibe. But I'm still, I'm going to have to, that's what this sounds like again.
And the past holds a magic we can resurrect, and the burdens we've shirked can be buried intact. Yet beneath all the crayon color book bliss, souls would blacken like coals. Could they only face this?
There's a lot more going on during that section of the song, so it's a bit more challenging to get it to poke through in just the right way without getting in the way. Just to there if you want to listen to it, but like not not getting in the way. I don't know how to explain it, but it's what I'm after anyway.
And the past holds a magic we can resurrect, and the burdens we've shirked can be buried intact.
what else? Yeah, I guess that's it for now. Real life, I decided to go with that. These days, you usually don't. I've got my usual mid-sides, Ozone 11, and elliptical. Air Windows elliptical. That's working about how it should. Coralometer.
And the past holds a magic we can resurrect.
A little bit.
And the birds
Close to 5 and 700, but
buried intact.
overall fine.
Yet beneath.
Okay, so I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh yeah, well, okay. So what am I going to do during that bridge? The bridge vocal needs some kind of overall, I'm happy with the way that the bridge, there's a break. The bass line drops out, which is, and it's replaced by a synth part. But it still needs more work.
It's not the last thing I ever see before I move on. Why is it so hard for them to see? The clicks of the cogs of the cosmic machine. Can post all the payment that's due as lights fall.
I still like the ring modulator on that vocal. It's kind of gnarly. But I'm thinking of tracking, either tracking retracking it, doubling it, or maybe just duplicating the clip and doing something entirely different with it and blending it back in. It just seems to need a bit more mid-range or something. I don't know. But I'd say we're up in the 90-95% there. So that's my mixed notes for Raging. It's a lot prettier than it used to be. A bit more accessible. But much more in line with my new benchmark. My new benchmark is Dylan Allen Co. I think that's the way, that's the vibe I should want to go for the album as a whole. So bringing that in line and trying to get these cakewalk projects more wrapped up before cakewalk support ends on August 1st. And I'm already migrating over to Reaper, which I wish I had done it earlier. Reaper it lives up to the hype. It's great. That's it for now from lovely scenic Paju City, South Korea. Hope you're well. God bless. Over and out.